Very proud of everyone involved in the organization. And this is the third time since 2015 we won 10 regular season games, and that's hard to do in college football. And you go back to 2015, if I'm not mistaken, it's the fifth time we won 10 total in a season, if I'm not mistaken. But it's hard to win in college football. I'm very proud of our team. We stuck together when things got rough. When I say rough, we got beat in Louisiana by there back in October. Our guys came back in and regrouped and came back to work. And that's what's so special about this place. And we talk about coming in and getting a world-class degree and playing for championships, and we have a chance to do that. And today we honored 28 seniors. They'll be playing their last game here at the Rock, and that was emotional. Those guys have done a lot for Appalachian State, and they've given their all for the last 5 and 6 years. So we have a lot as a fan base to be appreciative of those guys, and just to know, man, how much it means to be an Appalachian State Mountaineer. Open for questions.
Sean, in keeping with the theme about seniors, Hennigan, Sutton, Malik catch over 200 combined yards of passes, couple of touchdown receptions there. You know, and then Jalen Virgil has the huge kickoff return, which is becoming a tradition for him in Georgia Southern games. You know, talk about that particular group of four guys who have been here for so long. You know, a lot of them were really starting early in their careers. You know, have you ever seen a greater group of collective wide receivers in the history of this program?
I haven't. You know, I played here and been coaching here for the last 6 years, and probably the most the word I could say, they're unselfish, and they don't care who gets the credit. Now, they are receivers and want the football, but they're unselfish and they're happy for their teammates. And you know, I've known Corey Sutton since he was a baby. He's came here and he used to wear Appalachian State gear when he was in diapers, and then had a chance to recruit Malik Williams from Chester High School, and then Thomas Hennigan came in from Greensboro, and he was a very good player from day one. And I kind of go back and reminisce their first game at Georgia when they're taking punts at pregame, and before you know it, a couple of guys get injured, and they're playing versus Georgia. And that's a big step from high school. But, you know, we have a lot to be grateful for those guys, and they came to work every single day, and they don't complain. They're leaving here with their degree, but I can't put a better collective group, I don't think, in the history of App State than we have right here today.
Not Chase Bryce's most efficient day passing. He was 12 for 24 today, but he averaged 20 yards of completion. And, I mean, he threw some really nice balls today. You know, in combination with those same four wide receivers, and then you throw Chase's ability to really make a wide variety of throws, you know, how do you kind of look at this season? I mean, you guys have historically been a running team. You're still a running team. But there's been a much more healthy balance of passing, and, you know, especially today when ground game was kind of tough.
Yeah, they stuffed us pretty good in the run game. But I think all season long, if you look at our numbers, we're pretty much balanced up throughout the whole season. And Chase has been a big asset to us. He can throw the ball downfield. And that's the thing we had to improve on. We had to improve on getting the ball downfield. People are loading the box and making us win our one-on-one battles, and we have to take our shots. But, you know, Chase, he got hit in the pocket today. He's getting too much pressure on him in the pocket. We have to do a better job up front with the offensive line, tight ends, and running backs protecting him. And he stuck in there, and he took some shots today, but he made some big-time throws. That throw to Hennigan was a great pass. It was 4th down and 9, I believe, and we're in no man's land. And if you look at throughout the history, we've been very good on 4th down. We went for it and connect with Malik, one-on-one with the safety. So, and Chase, we're very pleased to have him here, and we just hope he's back for one more year.
Your top 5 tacklers today, all super seniors or seniors, led by Caden Smith. How you doing over there, Caden? And, you know, defensively, it almost never felt like Georgia Southern was really threatening to score. They picked up some gains. They got on your side of the field a couple of times. But, you know, the defense just stepped up every time. They've really been tough these past 5-6 games. Talk a little bit about what they've been able to accomplish.
I think they played the best they played. I mean, tonight was one of the best games they played. And you take one game out of it the season, and that's Louisiana. And we didn't play good on offense, defense, or special teams. We got out-coached, outplayed. And after that, they have been fantastic. Really just reading their keys, fitting their gaps. And, you know, what people don't know, we had about 7 guys who tested positive for the flu today that weren't even playing. TD Roof didn't play, and a couple guys weren't feeling good, and those guys toughed it out and gave us a chance to to win. And that's what I'm talking about, giving your all for Appalachian State. Those guys didn't feel well. They started feeling bad on Wednesday and Thursday. We're getting IVs in them, flu medicine, and a couple guys were back today. Some guys couldn't play. But again, I'm very happy for Cato. You're talking about he's a better person than he is a football player, and he's going to be successful whatever he does. I wish he was a football coach. I'd hire him today. But he might take one of your all's jobs here pretty soon with sports marketing and sports broadcasting. But, to come back from, just the Achilles injury, when he made his mind up to come back, and I'll never forget the conversation we had in the locker room. All I could do was hug him in the locker room after he was injured and just told me how much I appreciate him coming back. And that kid came to work every single day in rehab, and he attacked rehab harder than he practiced. And throughout camp, he was coaching the young guys, and man, he's just an unbelievable person. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate him, not only as a football player, but as a person for what he stands for.
When last year ended, you had a dozen guys that could come back for another year. And just knowing my discussions with you, it wasn't certain exactly how that was going to play out. I think the first time you and I talked, you said maybe 5 or 6 guys come back, and then it was more, and then it was more, and then it was a dozen. And pretty much every single one of them has mattered significantly this year. Can you talk about the choice that those guys all made to come back?
Well, I think it goes back to not having a chance to play for a championship. I think that's one of the reasons they came back to really end their career on the right note. And you come here, you want to play for championships. And we had 28 guys walk today. I'm not sure if all 28 will be gone. I think some of those guys, when they saw the fans out there and the emotions that are going through their bodies, some of them have made the decision to come back. We'll have more discussions. But that's the hard part of roster management of this group now. We don't know who's coming back, who's leaving. You have one-time transfer rules. And we have a lot of good players. So we'll see what happens. We meet on this every single week, and I think we have a very good handle on it. But, again, no one knows.
Sean, looking at some of those guys that aren't coming back, just for you personally, that goodbye process that maybe starts a couple weeks ago, starts with the senior day celebrations, like what's that been like for you in trying to navigate this?
It's been tough just because you love them so much. I mean, outside of my family, this program means that much to me. And to have those guys, and, you look at it goes on. I mean, Demetrius Taylor, what a success story of the stuff he's battled here. And he's going to graduate, and he has the pen last to write his own story. And that, to me, that is something special that we talk about here. And, DeMarco having a chance to play the Senior Bowl. And I look at Chandler State and the kid that was on scholarship. We were out of scholarships. He walks on, and he's missed one field goal this year. And I look at, Mike Evans. Mike Evans, everyone thinks when you hear Mike Evans, they think about the Marshall game of 2020 at Huntington when he fumbles the ball for a chance to score a touchdown. I think of Mike Evans as a guy that comes to work every single day and has his best game every single week. And the kid's he's hurt, he's injured. He comes to work. The Miller Gibbs of the world, the guys that step up, and the Gage Blackstons. Gage, it didn't work out how he wanted to here, but his best year has been this year on the scout team of giving us a great look on defense, and that's what I'm proud of. And we have great kids that represent this university in the right way, and that's what I'm most proud of.
Kind of going off that, you mentioned the 10-win stats when you sit down, just – again, like leading your alma mater, maybe not getting to necessarily enjoy a season last year as much as maybe you could have. What's this mean to you now with 2 games still to go?
It's special. That's when you come here and as the head football coach, you have big shoes to fill, from Jerry Moore to Scott Satterfield to Eli Drinkwitz. But I'm Sean Clark, and that's all I can be. And the expectations are high. People say, is it pressure? There is pressure, but with pressure, there's expectations. And, our fan base should be very proud and appreciative of winning 10 games in the regular season. I'm not sure how many teams in college football can say that over 5 years. They've won 10 throughout bowl games, championship games, et cetera. But, 3 of the 3 years since 2015, we won 10 games in the regular season. And that's something I'm damn proud of. And I'll stand on this table and tell you how proud I am of it. And it's got to be reciprocal. And that's what I love about it.
Coach mentioned you got couple games left this year. Obviously, not a whole lot of time to rest and kind of soak in this moment. Within the next couple of days, you got to be looking ahead at Louisiana for next Saturday. What is your expectation for this next week of practice and just the team atmosphere?
No, we're going to stay on a regular schedule. We could have went down Thursday, but I thought it was better for us to be in a regular schedule. Tomorrow's a work day. We'll come in and practice and watch the tape and put it to bed. And Monday's a day off for the players. Tuesday, Wednesday will be tough work days for us. Thursday's a walkthrough, and we'll travel on Friday. And we'll keep it consistent. We'll probably change some things up of how we eat and meetings-wise, just to give us a different look, a different vibe from the last time we were down there. But, that's why you come. That's why you come here is to play for championships, and we don't back down from those high expectations. And we're going to play a very good Louisiana team, and Coach Napier, and he has his guys playing at a very high level. And there's a reason his name is up for every job in the country, and we wish him luck.
And then kind of going back to this group that we've talked about, these seniors and these super seniors. Obviously, they've all got tons of experience in playing in games like that. And how valuable is that for you as a coach, but also for their teammates who maybe haven't had those opportunities?
It's big. I mean, just like this game here, our seniors spoke all week long about the importance of a rival game. And, we're sitting here, our rivalry game's the last game on the season. And that's big football. I mean, that's the Auburn, Alabama. That's the Florida State. And our older guys explain to them. But we know what's at stake. And there's no secret to what we have to do to be successful. And our players are up for the challenge, and we look forward to traveling to Louisiana.
Coach, can you specifically talk about Thomas? He's going to leave here as the all-time leading receiver in App State history, and just having a big game today on Senior Day, 68-yard touchdown catch.
And we could be here all night long talking about Thomas Hennigan and just what he represents, what he stands for, and it's no one gives him a lot of credit sometimes, but he's such a great team player. He understands what he has to do for this team to be successful. And there's times when he don't get the football, but you watch his blocking and how he blocks. And when those receivers get other receivers get touchdowns, he's the first one to congratulate those guys. That he congratulates Malik, and he's so happy for the guy's success. And I just think he embodies and represents everything this university stands for. And he brings his lunch bucket, and his hard hat to work every single day. He doesn't have a bad day. He's always have a smile on his face, and he'll go down as one of the greatest Appalachian State Mountaineers ever play this game.
All right, do we have any questions on the Zoom?
Yes, this is Bob Sutton. Sean, how important was the kickoff return just to kind of maybe give you a little bit of a pad there and maybe a sign of relief? I guess that you finally broke free from him a little bit.
It was big. That's Jalen's third return for a touchdown. I believe tying Darrington Evans, if I'm not mistaken. And it's Jalen Virgil has world-class speed. And if he gets his hand on the ball, if you give him a little bit of a crease, he can take it the distance. And I think he broke 2 or 3 tackles. He's a strong kid. Jalen's been injured a lot here since he came here with hamstrings. He's like I said, world-class track speed, and it was a big boost for us. We needed it. Offensively, we weren't hitting on all cylinders, and defense was bailing us out, and it was a very big momentum swing for us.